Hi, in this video I'm going to share with you my makeup favorite launches from 2020 and tell you if they are now my holy grails or not. My name is Marisa, welcome to my channel where we talk everything beauty and lifestyle, focusing on over 50 issues. I'm going to start this list with foundations, and the one that I found 2 months ago, more or less, and that immediately jumped into my top 5 favorite foundations is this one, which has a rather long name. It's the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation Plus Skincare. And there are a lot of reasons why this one is now one of my favorites, and the one that I've been using almost daily since I found it is that it has a medium coverage. It has a very lightweight, skin-like, radiant consistency, which in fact reminds me a little bit of the Surat Dew Drop, which is another one of my favorites. It's buildable. I got the shade Light Neutral 22, and it's almost a perfect shade for my skin that matches well my neck. It doesn't have drying alcohol, it doesn't have fragrance. It does have hydration and skincare ingredients, but to be honest, I have not seen any difference in my skin when I use it. But what I do see is that it's really hydrating, and in winter it's perfect because with all the heating that we have inside the house, the skin gets drier, and this one has been a good help to combat that. I like it so much that I'm going to do a separate video on it in which I will compare this foundation with the IT CC cream, which is one of the holy grails of many of you, so stay tuned for that one. Of all the concealers released in 2020, the one that I liked the most was the one from McGrath. But this one, although it's amongst my top 5, it's not my favorite one to use on the under eye area because it has a little bit of alcohol, which means it does set very quickly, and I can see that my under eye area becomes a little bit more creepy even without setting it with powder. I can see more the fine lines on my under eye area. So this for me is one that I like to use a lot on the small blemishes that I might have on my face, and I have other ones that I prefer to use on the under eye. But it's definitely a very good concealer, and I think the younger skins probably will love this one, especially in the summer when the skin is not so dry. 2020 was a year of mascaras, and for me I was during a long time divided between the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes and the Hourglass Unlocked, and I find that this one provides a little bit more volume, but this one, because it's a tubing mascara, I find it super easy to remove at the end of the day. I just clean my face with the cleansing balm or my favorite cleansing gel, and by splashing it with plenty of tepid water, the mascara just comes off in the tiny little bit black pieces without having to massage the eye area any more than I massage the remaining of the face. And I find that very good because I definitely have a very sensitive eye area. So for that reason, this one is my holy grail at the moment. In terms of eyeliners, the ones that I discovered in 2020 and I used the most were the ones by Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Magic Liner Duo. And I love the colors. I love the mix between the metallic and the matte shades. And my favorites from these are the blue one and the green one. And the eyeliner that I probably use the most during the entire year is this one from Victoria Beckham Beauty. It's the Satin Kajal liner in bronze. And I love it because I like to use it here on the bottom eyelash. And it gives just that subtle definition without making the under eye area very heavy. And it has that right shade to enhance the dark green specks that I have on my eyes and making them more hazel, and very important, I don't have any irritation on my eyes with it as well. So this is one that I'm going to definitely continue to use during 2021, and it's definitely my holy grail. In terms of eyeshadows, I'm going to mention only palettes, because if I started to talk about single eyeshadows and quads, and this video would be like 1 hour long. So the two palettes that definitely I enjoyed the most, that I think provided the most beautiful looks, are two. And one is from McGrath, and this is the Mothership 7 Divine Rose. And although for me the Mothership palettes are not palettes that I use on a day-to-day basis, just don't know why, even though I think there are plenty of day-to-day appropriate looks that we can do with it. It's the whole experience of the palette and the packaging. I save it for more special occasions, and really I think this palette made me look in a different way towards rose shades and pinks, and it's simply gorgeous. And you have to use them and try the shades, the different shades and the formulas to really appreciate how lovely, how wonderful this palette is. Really a wonderful one. I also got the Divine Rose 2 Mothership palette, and I really love it, but the shades of pink are a little bit too bright, too close to almost a fuchsia, and I find that I have more difficulty in wearing those than I have in wearing this. So between the two Divine Roses Motherships, this one is my favorite. The other one is of course one from Natasha Denona, and it's one that I'm sure you have heard a lot, and you probably also have it and enjoyed it, and it's the Glam palette. And this one, as I was expecting, it's here always next to me together with the Biba All Neutral, because I find that between these two I have all shimmer metallics and mattes that I can possibly want, and these two together are like the perfect dream eyeshadow duo, in which we have everything. Warm eyeshadows, neutral and cool ones, and all the eyeshadows here are the perfect Natasha Denona formulas. And I can definitely say that this palette is for certain one of my holy grail eyeshadow palettes, and I totally recommend it for everyone. My favorite individual blush from 2020 was this one from Hourglass in the shade At Night. And this is not to say that there are not other formulas that I equally like, but in terms of individual blushes, this one really stands out to me, because this is such a unique shade. It's a beautiful deep pink red that, just like the other Hourglass blushes, seem to provide that faultless radiance to the skin without having any shimmer in it. And the color is like smooth and can be built. So even for a skin that is light like mine, this color works beautifully. You just need to go with a very light hand, and then if you want you can build it to its utmost. I think this is one that really suits from light skin tones to deeper skin tones, and in terms of the formula is simply perfection. My favorite bronzer from 2020 was this one from Gucci, and not only it has a beautiful compact, but the formula is really amazing. It's super soft powder that almost becomes like a cream, and I really love the shade of it. I got the shade number 3, and I think this is a beautiful powder for more mature skins. It blends and gives that warmth. I really like it. The only issue that I have with it is that it has a very heavy fragrance. It smells beautifully, but personally I don't see the need for the makeup to have so much fragrance. So this is one that, although I love it, I don't reach out that often, and I only use it in special occasions. In terms of individual highlighters, I tested so many in the second half of 2020 that I'm going to do a separate video on those and showing which ones are my favorites and why, and especially which ones are more appropriate for mature skins. So stay tuned for that video as well. In terms of lips, the new formulas that really stand out for me in 2020 were these ones from Lisa Eldridge, and this is her lip gloss and her lip pencil. The lip pencil is just a perfect lip pencil with a perfect formula that stays put and does not budge. I love the shades of the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, so as soon as she releases individual lip pencils, I'm certainly going to get a handful of them. And the lip gloss is something that I use not daily, because when I'm filming videos I normally put a proper lipstick, but when I'm not filming, this is what I use. I just love it. Extremely emollient and hydrating, and most of all, it really lasts. It stays put for 1-2 hours and does not move all around my mouth. It's one amazing formula, and it really does not dry my lips at all. And this shade, which is the blush one, is just like my perfect lip color, but better. I have more shades. Probably the Go Lightly will be the one that I will use more in spring and summer, but for now this lip gloss is by far the lip product that I've used the most in 2020 since they were released. So definitely a holy grail status in terms of lip glosses. Last year Chantecaille released 2 amazingly beautiful collections, and from those 2, this one really stand out to me, and this is the Radiance Cheek Cheek and Highlight Duo. And I loved it so much that I got the pink shade after having bought first the coral one, and I have to say, since I got this, I've been using them non-stop, not only because of the blushes, and these are amazing blushes. They are like this gel formula, gel powder, but they are extremely pigmented. Actually, this one is one that I have today. They go into the skin and they melt into the skin like no other blush in my collection. These are really special blushes and highlighters, because these 2 highlighters, and this one is a more traditional champagne one. This has a little bit more pink in it, almost to match better the coral blush. And the highlighters are equally amazing products that are really flattering to the skin and even look very good in mature skin full of texture, just like mine. These 2 highlighters were amongst, I would even say, the highlighters that I used the most in 2020, and the ones that I really enjoyed to use the most. I think these 2 products are really perfect for a more mature skin. The only issue is that they are very light shades. And the other face palettes that I obviously have to make a shout out are these ones from Hourglass, from the Sculpture collection, and these are as well beautiful products. I love all the shades in it. I like to use them all, but probably the one that I reach out the most is the Unlocked one, just because it's handier. And since I'm not a big user of perfecting powders, this one is perfectly fine and just enough for my use. This highlighter on the Unlocked palette is one of my favorite ones from Hourglass. It's a beautiful champagne shade. It goes beautifully on the skin, even a more mature one like mine, and it can be used in a very light and discreet way, but it can also be pumped up and it becomes very intense. So it's a very versatile palette. I really love it, and this is definitely one of my holy grails. Also by Hourglass, and I have to say this because I've been using it very frequently since it came out, is this Illume Sheer Color Trio. For me, this is definitely the perfect face palette for winter when the skin is more dry, and the shades are absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I know that this is not only one holy grail, but to be honest, between these three, the Unlocked from Hourglass, these two from Chantecaille, and this one from Hourglass with the creams, I wholeheartedly recommend any of this, and I love them. And this is it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope it was useful to help you decide if you want to get some of these products in the current after New Year sales or not. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I would also like to tell you that my next video will be on my hair and skincare favorites from 2020, so perhaps you would like to take a look at that one as well. In the meantime, thank you so much for spending this time with me, and until next time, bye!